Well, we're now halfway through the season as it's time for Week 8 of the 2020 DCFL season. So as we take a look at the Week 7 stands, as we see Jacksonville still has a tiebreaker over Indianapolis, New York has the tiebreaker over Baltimore, and Boston has the tiebreaker over Philadelphia. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, Chicago still remains undefeated as they have the 4-game lead over Seattle. Of course, Mexico City has the tiebreaker over San Diego, and Oakland has the tiebreaker over Kansas City. So as we take a look at the Week 8 schedule, as we'll start off with Baltimore at Oakland, then the huge matchup is Indianapolis visits Chicago, as Chicago's trying to stay winless, but Indianapolis wants to get revenge from their only loss last year that Chicago gave them. Then actually a big one is Jacksonville visits Seattle, as that has playoff implications at the line. And then it'll be Kansas City at New York, followed by Boston at San Diego, and finally Mexico City at Philadelphia. And the Week 8 results were first, oh my dear God, my charm getting destroyed, 48-7, oh my God, as Oakland finally ended their 6-game losing streak, which I believe was the longest in the league after Kansas City won. And then Indianapolis get the revenge on Chicago, giving them their first loss of the year, 14-13, as Chicago had a 13-0 lead until Indianapolis made the comeback in the end. Incredible. And big for Indianapolis as Seattle upsets Jacksonville. Are you kidding me? Seattle, the worst team in the league, at 500, deep into the playoff race, matching their win total from last year. Unbelievable. And then another upset as Kansas City destroys New York 30-10 as they now won 2 in a row. And San Diego losing to Boston in overtime 23-20 as they blew a 17-9 lead. Then finally, Mexico City shutting out Philadelphia 21-0 to end their 3-game losing streak. No, 4 games. As Philadelphia themselves now enter a 4-game losing streak. So now we take a look at the updated Week 8 stands as now Indianapolis leads the division with Jacksonville number 2. And despite the blowout, thanks to the tiebreakers, I'm now back in the 3rd seed as Boston goes up to the 4th seed. New York falls all the way down to the 5th seed, and Philadelphia still remains the 6th seed. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, Chicago now only leads by 3 games over Seattle, as Mexico City now has the 3rd seed again, as San Diego has a tiebreaker over Oakland, Kansas City, and then Oakland has the tiebreaker over Kansas City. And now here is the Week 9 schedule, as we'll start off with Indianapolis at Baltimore, big one, then Jacksonville at Philadelphia, and then New York at Boston. This most likely will determine the 3rd seed in the playoffs right now. And then an important one is Seattle visits Kansas City, then Oakland visits San Diego, another big one, and then Chicago visiting Mexico City. Honestly, all the games this week are big. Well, halfway through the year. Cannot wait to see what the rest of the season does. So see you guys next time.